question. Good question. I think right now, with college offenses now run the spread and the up tempo right now, it's a little bit faster pace, a little bit more wide open attack, a little bit more difficult to defend on the defensive side of the ball. I think also one of the biggest differences, and I think you're starting to see a little bit more now in the NFL, but in the college ranks and even the high school ranks, when you have a quarterback that can be featured as a runner, it's something I think in the old NFL there, you never really had to account for that guy as a runner. The only time that guy ever ran was in a scramble situation, where now you've got essentially an extra ball carrier in the backfield now, so it becomes a little bit more difficult to defend.
Is there one kind of theme, one thread that's run through some of the defensive issues that you guys have that you could pinpoint, or is it a number of different areas?
It's a number of things. I think it starts with communication, and again, I think that starts with me with the call. I think sometimes when you get into tempo situations, you've got to make a call that the kids have all got to get on the same page. It has to be a relatively base call. There were times in tempo situations that the running guys on and off were trying to match personnel. Got guys running on the field, guys running off the field. I think looking back, starting with myself, I think could have simplified it more. Easier call where we could have gotten 11 guys on the same page. We had times that a few breakdowns in communication. We didn't have 11 guys on the same page, and end result, it was more of a lack of us executing than it was them executing. But, again, Northwestern, I think offensively, they're pretty darn good.
It looked like against the option, I watched the DVR last night, the ends were crashing down pretty consistently. And it looked like that sometimes with the corner or whoever else was
Yeah, some of those that were fitting those.
two guys coming at it.
Yeah.
Was it
More breakdown. It was more of a breakdown in the scheme. Again, it's just when you start getting into some of the option game, you have certain guys that have the dive, certain guys that have the quarterback, certain guys that have the pitch, and we were just inconsistent in how we played that. I think schematically, I think we were okay. We didn't necessarily execute, how the defense was built. Yeah, you better have someone on the quarterback. The times we didn't, and he hurt us. Yeah. I think the thing we're going to continue to build on is the effort that our kids are giving. I think we went back when we watched our game against Northwestern a year ago. We spent time just breaking that down. That was part of our breakdown, just to see how they attacked us a year ago. And so, unfortunately, that game was still stuck in my mind. But I think when I watch how we defended them this past year compared to a year ago, I think the biggest difference is just how much harder our kids played. And I think as long as the kids are giving tremendous effort, you're always going to be able to build on that. The kids have been very receptive in meetings. I think they've bought into what we're trying to get accomplished here, and they continue to bring a great attitude and a great work ethic to practice every day. And I think as long as we can get that, we got a chance to do something special here.
How does that effort compare to where it was at basically this same point in the season last year?
Right now, not even close. Not even close. Our kids are playing for 4 quarters right now.
You talked about the spread and the
Mm-hmm.
Northwestern has 93 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get some.
Right.
How does that in any way alter how you approach things in terms of how the defense is stressed?
The thing I look at there, number one, is we control how long we're on the field. It's the defense's responsibility to get off the field. I don't care where they start the drive. It's our job. We determine how long we're on the field. I don't necessarily get caught up in yardage. I don't necessarily get caught up in, in time of possession. Where we've got to get better is the fundamentals. Like Mike said earlier, got to do a better job getting off blocks. And that's day one fundamental of defense. You get off a block, you pursue to the ball. You got to be able to make plays in space. You got to be able to tackle, and that's essentially the essence of defense. Where, again, we've got to continue to get better. We had some third down situations where we felt were, in our favor. We got them into third and longer down situations, and we didn't make plays. They executed, hats off to them, but we've got to step up in those situations. Too many third down scenarios where we got an opportunity to get off the field. That drive's over. They're punting, and we're getting the ball back, and we let them convert. Third down efficiency was extremely poor this past week. The other thing, if they do get into the red zone, you've got to, again, we're still trying to get takeaways, but you've got to create a stop in the red zone where you force them to a field goal. Too many times they're getting down into the red zone and they're getting touchdowns as compared to field goal attempts. And And that's, again, the two areas that we've got to do a lot better job of. And again, it's third down efficiency, it's red zone efficiency. Takeaways, we got 3 this past week, which is an improvement from the 2 previous weeks. And that gave us a chance. That gave us a chance when it was all said and done. But, the big thing we've got to do is improve fundamentally, get better communication. We've got to do a better job, again, getting off the field on third down. We've got to continue to improve red zone efficiency.
What kind of challenges does Michigan State bring to that game?
Again, an extremely physical team. It's going to line up and you essentially know what they're going to do, and they're going to come right at you. They do a good job. Offensively, very similar to what they were a year ago. They're big and physical up front. You've got fullbacks that look like offensive guards or tackles back there. They've got great size at the fullback spot, and tailback's a big physical kid. So they present some challenges for you.